We'll start this morning with some big breaking news.
Wolves have parted ways with manager Vítor Pereira after going winless in their first 10 Premier League games, bringing a swift and painful end to a tenure that never really caught fire. For a fan base that has lived through emotional swings over the past few seasons, from Nuno Espirito Santo's magic to mid-table turbulence and survival scrapes, this latest chapter feels like another jolt. The club confirmed the decision earlier today, citing results and overall direction as the primary reasons for the change. And honestly, nobody's shocked. Winless in 10 in the Premier League, yeah, something had to give. Pereira arrived with pedigree, ambition, and a bold tactical vision, sold to Wolves supporters as a manager who could spark evolution. A high-pressing, possession-heavy style was the promise. What fans got instead was a team stuck between identities: not gritty enough to grind out results, not fluid enough to control matches. Wolves weren't just losing, they were drifting. That's the kind of malaise that keeps sporting directors up at night. Injuries didn't help, of course. Wolves have been without key players at crucial points, and squad depth isn't exactly overflowing at Molineux. But you can only lean on bad luck for so long before the pressure cooker pops. A string of narrow defeats, late collapses, and performances that just lacked bite turned optimism into frustration. By the time the 10th match passed without a victory, the writing wasn't on the wall, it was flashing in neon. The mood around the squad reportedly grew tense in recent weeks. Confidence dipped, decision-making on the pitch looked hesitant, and fans began to question both the approach and the manager's ability to motivate. Wolves supporters, loyal but demanding, started calling for change. And in the Premier League, where margins are razor thin and panic spreads fast when the bottom three looms, club boards rarely wait for miracles. So here we are. Another managerial reset for a club still trying to rediscover its rhythm. The decision to move on from Pereira isn't just about what's gone wrong, but what Wolves believe must happen next. A steady hand. A survival plan. A spark before the season spirals into something uglier. Wolves need someone who can stabilize the dressing room, simplify the tactics, and grind out points even if the football gets ugly for a while. Survival first, aesthetics later. Names are already being whispered in the rumor mill, and you can bet agents are circling like seagulls at the seaside. Wolves have historically leaned into bold, continental hires, but they could just as easily pivot toward a more pragmatic, Premier League savvy coach this time. The next appointment needs to be right: no gambles, no experiments, no let's see how this plays out. The league is too unforgiving for that. One wrong move and you're staring at championship away days against Rotherham instead of full houses at Old Trafford. Regardless of who steps in, the players now face a wake-up moment. You can pin some of the season's collapse on tactics and direction, sure, but professionals at this level also need to look in the mirror. Performances have been flat. Key moments have been squandered. When teams stop winning for this long, there's no single villain, it becomes a collective slump. And climbing out of one takes unity, hunger, and somebody in that dressing room grabbing the situation by the collar. Wolves fans will be frustrated, but there's still time to salvage the season. 10 games without a win sounds grim, but the table hasn't fully settled yet. A new manager, a little belief, and a couple of scrappy results can change everything. Football can flip on a dime like that. It's part of the chaos we all secretly love. As for Pereira, it's a tough ending. Not the legacy he hoped to build in England, and definitely not the arc Wolves thought they were signing up for. Sometimes talented managers land in the wrong job at the wrong time. Sometimes the Premier League just chews you up and spits you out. It happens. Now the curtain closes, the page turns, and the Wolves story heads into another uncertain chapter. But hey, uncertainty in football isn't always doom. Sometimes it's the first spark before a revival. The Molineux faithful will be hoping this is one of those moments. Because after 10 games without a win, the only way to go, fingers crossed, is up.